So it was Tory Lanez that shot Megan Thee Stallion? But he ain't gonna shoot the dude that yammed on him though? So Joey Badass is a Brooklyn MC that came out and got most notable recognition from his project that 1999. Not my favorite project of everything that he did, but it gave us his mission statement of the music that he wanted to provide to the masses, where he wanted to do a new age twist on the grimy New York sound that we have become accustomed to, those who came from the 80s and 90s and such. And I got to say that he is one of the more talented MCs out there, even though I do feel as though his full-length projects have not been as amazing as people claim them to be. Like that 1999 project was cool. I listen to it from time to time, but nothing that I would absolutely must hit. His debut album, Before the Money, was fire. Like, I definitely did enjoy it, but it's not the classic that many people are deeming it to be. My absolute favorite project that he did was the last one from 2017, The American Badass, where this was him going along with the ship of where music was going, because 2016 Donald Trump got elected and everybody decided to become conscious from that point on, but yet he did it more respectable than most, as that project was way more conscious, and honestly it was way better than the previous. But then you kind of don't see him that much from that point forward, as he was focusing heavily on his acting, because he did have a minor role but a good one in Mr. Robot, and he was in that Hulu series for the Wu-Tang Clan joint, The American Dream or something, The American Saga. That joint was fire. If anybody haven't seen that one, you should watch that TV show. But that leads us to this project here, Joey Badass, The Light Pack, where it's a super brief EP, 3 tracks. Well, for those who don't know what an EP is below 40 minutes. LP is after 40 minutes. That's the only difference here. But it's a small pack of music that he just decided to release. It's more of a single pack, to be real with you, as there is a basic concept to the joint, because 2 out of the 3 songs is surrounded by light, the concept of it, which is pretty cool. But let's go ahead and break down all 3 of these individual tracks, starting with the first one, The Light, which is produced by Static Selector, as he did 2 out of the 3, as Static Selector is a producer that he gets on all of his projects, which is cool. Like, you got the camaraderie there, but my thing is it comes off a bit as more of the same, like instead of progression, because he's sampling these same kinds of samples that we hear everywhere else. He does it slightly differently, but not amazingly differently. As in this song, Joey Badass is comparing himself to the light, whether it's the light from a diamond that's just shining amongst the darkness, or then also comparing the fact that he took a 3-year hiatus. He felt as though his light was dimming, so therefore he decided to come back hotter than ever. The next song is No Explanation with Pusha T, where this project is more of just a song for spitting here. And to be real with you, I'm not blown away by this. And I will explain more, because you got to analyze his style and his actual lyricism, but we're going to do that a little bit later. And the last song is Shine, where this is pretty much just going off that basic light concept, where he's shining off of the success that he has gotten, where he can buy any car, he can get any woman, he can do anything he wants, but yet he's also hitting you with knowledge here, because instead of buying these cars, wanting to do all of this, he'd rather save up so he can buy back his masters. And that's big, because if you own your masters and you're as big as Joey Badass is, that means you're making way more money. There's a reason why the labels will never sell you back your masters regardless. That's why Michael Jackson had to go out and just take everybody's masters, to be real with you. And then he also hits you with knowledge like, okay, I can go out here and splurge, but I need a steady source of income to afford this, because a lot of people get a lot of money and then go buy a bunch of stuff because they can buy it. But just because you can buy it doesn't mean you can afford it. Like, you have to be able to maintain whatever it is that you bought. But now let's go ahead and break down his lyricism in a new segment that we're gonna call The Bars. See, when you look at Joey Badass's skill set, it somewhat reminds me of a Negroni. See, a Negroni is a gin-based alcoholic beverage that's super bitter, but is super potent. See, that bitterness is not a standard thing that people tend to want from their alcoholic beverages. Most people want sweetness and just super power potent. But yet, Negroni gives you a different flavor to it. Just like how Joey Badass is when it comes to lyricism. Because he focuses heavily on vocabulary. Instead of focusing in on the common, super comical punchlines that most people have done in the past, namely like Jay-Z and such, or focusing just on like trap bars because you're so hard and all of that, he actually has things to say and starts to rhyme words that are unlike anybody else. Name another MC that's out here rhyming lobotomized and diaphragm. Let's go ahead and look at some of my favorite bars from this short project here. From South Africa to Glasgow, we got this mapped out. Now that was solid because, you know, South Africa to Glasgow, that is definitely like something that you would see on the map, but yet he's saying that his success has been mapped out from the beginning to wherever he's going. How he said they was fronting on me, now they are behind me. A wordplay based on how people are in front of you, literally, and then they'll move behind you, literally. But fronting in the culture means they really stunting on you, not really wanting you to do anything, but then they're ultimately supporting you. And the last favorite bar that I'm gonna mention here is, are these just written raps or are they artifacts? Like, again, another term that a lot of people will not use in artifact, but what he means by this is not only am I making dope rhymes, but these rhymes will be historic. Like, I definitely enjoyed this. Even though lyrically he's a lot stronger than most, going with this direction doesn't mean that I absolutely like this project. You dig? Like, to be real with you, you have to have the standard quality that your music will be enjoyed no matter who's listening to it regardless. On top of the fact that I'm comparing his music to his own music, his own catalog, to determine his ranking of how this is. And that's why I'm giving this a 5 out of 10. It's really not that amazing. It's not as good as any of his previous projects so far. And I don't believe it was supposed to be real with you. Like, it's a brief single EP where he's allowing the people to realize that he's back and that he's going to be dropping more music. I just would hope that he would come stronger than this later. Hopefully he got some hits to deliver. Hopefully his next project is going to be way better than this, but we got to call it how we see it as it is right now. 5 out of 10. Definitely go out there, check it on out though. It's interesting stuff to analyze.